Hello and welcome to Living Well. Today I'm Angela, your guest for the next 30 minutes, and it's 12:01. Sorry, I was a little bit tardy. um, you'll just roll with it, right? Because we're living well today, no matter what comes our way. I read something last night actually that said it isn't about being bulletproof because we're human beings, we're on planet Earth, there is no such a thing. But understanding that you know who you are and that you'll come through it, that no matter what happens, you'll be okay. Now, it might be eventually, might not be right away, but you'll be okay. And that's trust. That's deepening and cultivating your own trust, trusting your body to show up for you as you need it, when you need it, all the time, every time, no exceptions, even through the tough times, especially in the tough times. And trusting your word, being your word. And I had a conversation this morning, actually, that someone called it the 5% rule. And I love that because we're human, because we're fallible, we're also lovable. It's always, regardless, and worthy of that love. But 5% of the time, you're going to mess up. You're going to get messy. You're going to fall down in the mud. This is the why of harmony, the yielding. There's great power after you've been punched in the gut. And I'll tell you that where the power comes from. The power comes from when you're down in the mud, when you're down on your knees, you're down and out, you can stand up. And in the standing up and the realization, I am here. I'm still here. I'm still here. I might be battered. I might be bruised. I might be hurting. I am here and I am doing it. And then put the next foot out in front of you, and there you are. So it's a beautiful thing, this trusting in yourself. And today's episode 35, and it's all about it's about that 5%. Now, I didn't know that until just now, until today. This wasn't the direction I was going to take with this. But this is what's so wonderful about improv. I just watched Amy Poehler on Masterclass. And I have a few guest passes because I just re-upped my subscription. So I have a few guest passes. If you don't have Masterclass, let me know. I'll send you a guest pass. Email it, bloom@angelamoon.com. Amy Poehler, Parks and Rec. I mean, and she's funny, right? SNL, she's funny. She is a total delight, complete delight in this masterclass. And it's one session. You know how some of the some of the masterclass teachers, they talk for a series over a very long time. This was kind of back to back to back, and within I think it was within a couple of hours or so, you got through each segment. And she was masterful at this, and it's what spawned the idea of today, as well as a conversation with a mentor of mine. I am in the midst of coaching a team with the Harmony Method, and this is what I'm learning. So I added a weekly virtual coaching to it, and of course, people get on and nobody talks. I mean, they're at their job. They're at the place that for many people causes the divisiveness in their life and the imbalance in their life to begin with. So who am I to think that they're going to be freewheeling with their thoughts and feelings when they're with their peers in a group? You know, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So I tried a one-on-one coaching session with one of the staff, and it was brilliant. Breakthrough. In 20 minutes, breakthrough. Really wonderful stuff. The sweetness of life is in the simplicity of life and of what people really long for and what they crave for. So, what is it that's really bothering you? You know, the H of the Harmony Method is here and now, because we can work on together on feeling into what it is really at the root of it all, here in the present moment, that's bothering you. And it could be a little bother, could be just percolating just under the surface. And let me share with you a few tools for that you can, if you and I aren't working directly together, if you're on your own, that you can do right here, right now, to help that percolate up to the surface and release. One thing I want to preface this by saying is when you do a release of an emotion or a thought form, which emotions are tied to thought forms, when you do a release, it doesn't mean that it won't come up again. I've learned this for myself more often than I would care to admit. But I'll admit it, right? Because this is a safe space. So I practice forgiveness for this one person over and over. And what I'm learning is because people will say, well, I did that. I released on that. I forgave that person. Why is it coming back up? And I say the same thing sometimes. It's in that moment that you can step back, pause, say, oh, because there's more to learn. That's all. It's not complex. It's not punishing you. It's actually loving you. That's why it's coming up. It's saying, don't carry me around with you anymore. I'm too heavy. It's not fun. Let me go. Let me transmute. Let me transmute into something that's more empowering for you. Feel lighter, this lightness of being. Yes. And this is what the world is calling each of us to do and be and have, is that lightness, a lighter heart, a softer touch, kinder words. So don't, but you might consider not beating yourself up the next time a lesson or a pattern or a mistake comes around again. And whether it's with your money, and money is a big one for me, learning lessons with that. It's been a big one for me. I've experienced these huge waves and big waves of income come in, and then poof, there it goes. It's gone again. And then a big wave. And I kind of resigned myself, I should say. I resigned myself to saying, oh, that's the circle of life. That's the circle of things. It's a wave. So I know I'm coming out of it. I learned just recently that no, you can actually say, yeah, that was a wave in the past, but no more. As I move forward, steady as she goes, steady as she goes. Always enough, always enough. So here's a lesson, a tool, a tip, something you can do right now. All I ask is to share and consider, and share this with others as well, that this has worked for me, and it may well therefore work for you. Your breath, following your breath. So if something's like gnawing at you, eating at you, and you're not really sure why that feeling of uneasiness, what is it attributed to? Or maybe you know very specifically, it's this person, it's my boss, it's my teenager, it's an email you just got. Or maybe they are deeper uneases, something that's happened that seems to not go away. And in those lessons, by the way, those are the things that we're asked to go deeper on and examine, as well as feel into. We spend too much of our life and our time up here in our brain, and rather than kind of just letting it sink down. So I want you to just follow your breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And if that's not comfortable for you, then just breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, or in through your mouth and out through your mouth, whatever is most comfortable or feels normal for you. But ideally, it's in through your nose and out through your mouth. And follow your breath and see if you can send that inhalation, see if you can send that breath to wherever in your body that maybe feels that uneasiness. Oftentimes, I'll come down here. Oftentimes, it's right here in your solar plexus, right where your rib cage starts. You feel a lot of that. We can feel a lot of tension, and we can't. That's our emotion bucket. Our tummy and our rib cage, this whole abdominal area, is our emotion bucket, where we tend to stuff things down. I mean, you can stuff things anywhere in your body, in your cells, but the solar plexus tends to take the brunt of it. So see if you can, as you breathe that breath in, send it there, and see if you can just relax that area a little bit. Now on the next one, see if you can, as you take the breath in, you can picture a color of that breath that you love. Maybe it's golden. Maybe. I like golden, but a light, airy, soft color. And let that color just kind of sink into that area wherever it doesn't feel so good. Maybe a little bit tight. As you exhale, imagine that whatever that gunk is, whatever that tightness is, you're releasing it on the exhale. You can do that. You can do that at your desk. You can do it in traffic when you're stuck in traffic. That's one tool, your breath. And give your breath, if you can, a color. Think of it, colors, if you can change the color of something that's hurting or feels hot or tight, give it a cooler color, and watch what your brain helps you do and your body helps you do. Okay, that's one tool. Another tool, and I spent time in the one-on-one this morning talking about it with this gentleman, and he lives in Vero Beach, but he also hails in Syracuse. Like he has, like me, he has kind of like a dual home, friends, family, work, clients. He's in Vero right now. And I asked him to consider the N of the harmony method, which is nature. So if you can find a patch of grass, take your shoes off, get grounded in the grass with your bare feet. That will ease whatever is causing you some uneasiness. There's an exercise that you can also do which is exercising your appreciation muscle, your gratitude muscle. I like appreciate more. I like the letter A. I wonder why. Um, and it works with harmony. But I also feel like appreciation has a slightly different, a little bit more receivership in it, maybe, than gratitude. It's a nuance, but it's there for me. And what does appreciation sound like? Well, when I wake up in the morning, before I just jump out of bed, I never just jump out of bed. It's not me. I never just jump out of bed. I stretch, I give myself a hug, I take some nice deep breaths, fill my lungs up. Goldie Hawn has a beautiful morning ritual, and she's like one of my heroes. So, and I say thank you. I woke up another day. Thank you. And the sun is shining. Oh, I so appreciate the sun shining. I so appreciate the white puffy clouds. I so appreciate that I have the people in my life that I have, and the friends that I have, and the clients that send me money and give me work that I love to do. And I so appreciate you, whether you watch this live, which most people watch it in replay, all of the replays and the folks who view this at some other time. I so appreciate you for sharing this space with me. So in nature, if you can get out in nature, we spend so much time indoors. If you can get outside, get the sun on your face, you will feel more resourceful within 2 minutes of being in nature. Within 2 minutes, your cortisol levels will drop. And your cortisol hormone is the stress hormone, and it helps feed that uneasiness. It creates the condition for unease and ultimately dis-ease in the body. So as you're walking in nature, it's so easy. There's that word again. We're trying to make things easy here. It's so easy to appreciate. Appreciate the blooming flowers right now. Appreciate the change of season. And coming into such a fun time when so many people around our country anyway, and in this hemisphere, get to enjoy the ease of the sand between their toes and the water's edge, and the surf, boating, barbecues, and so appreciate that. So appreciate our freedoms that we are still granted. I so appreciate that I am freedom. So here's another tool. If there's something you are feeling in lack of, I don't have enough love. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough beauty in my life. I don't have enough freedom. I don't have, right? I want this. I don't have it. That, right? Contrast of where you are for where you feel you want to be. Do this quick practice. Say this. I am freedom. I am beauty expressing. I am prosper. I am prosperity. I am connection. I am joy. I am. So if it's a material thing, let's say, you so want that, convertible for the summer, right? Which I really do. I really want, some say, oh, well, go ahead and get the convertible. And then, after your hair's mussed up after a couple of rides, you're always driving it around with the top up. That is not me. And that was not me. I had a really lovely, fun little convertible. And I let my partner at the time talked me out of, you don't need that. What do you need that for? We don't have the space in the garage for that. So you have to sell it. And I did it. And I loved that car. I loved it. It's a cute white little BMW with the black bimini top and saddle leather on the inside. It was perfect. And the memories in that car, would drive through the Adirondack Mountains, top down, 70s, Doobie Brothers or something, or Bread, who knows, right? On the radio, or maybe some Keith Urban. Was Keith Urban big then? No, I guess he really wasn't a thing then. Kenny Chesney maybe, or Garth Brooks, who knows? Trisha Yearwood, Reba, who knows? I love country music too. I love all music. And I let someone else's wish for efficiency or whatever it was, organize it, whatever it was. It was their story. It wasn't mine. And I molded myself to that. Now, sometimes that's okay, but I really did it from not to please myself. And I really loved that car. So let's say it's a car that you want. Car insurance in Florida is nuts because, trust me, I have looked at convertibles. My insurance on my SUV is already bad enough, high enough. Say, I am that wind in my hair and the feeling that I got when I was driving or am driving that convertible, that feeling. Because really behind any material thing, that's what we're seeking. We're seeking the feeling behind that, what that gives us. If it's a cottage, a feeling of charm and ease and comfort and beauty and nesting. And what does nesting bring us? It brings us comfort and security and connection and closeness and intimacy. So say that you are those things. Practice that. So pick something that you feel that you lack, that you want, and that's what's causing you, that's what's bothering you. You can't have this, or you can't have that, or you don't have this. And begin putting it in the present tense as though I am that. I am actually that. That feeling of security, I am my own security. I trust me to be that for me. If it's intimacy, if it's quietness and solitude so that you can feel more peaceful and more at ease, then say, I am that. I can create that right here and now through following my breath, through practicing appreciation, for affirming for myself that I show up for me, and that is enough. I am enough. And as you do that, it's either the convertible or something else that shows up for you to mirror to you that which you are. That's how it works, friends. For living well today, I encourage you to watch some of my words of the week. What am I going to do today? I never have it planned. Unless something, if I experience something that's profound, or it doesn't even have to be profound, it's fun. And I think, I haven't talked about that. I would love to talk about that. Then I maybe will plan a few days. But like today, I don't know what I usually do my words of the week on Wednesdays. I don't know what it's going to be today. You'll have to tune in and see. It's a surprise. Surprise and delight. And that's what Amy Poehler was talking about. Is that, and that's just like any of these shows, they're not scripted. Any of my time with you is not scripted. I'm not, in the words of so many others I'm not discounting it. It's very powerful and it's very real. I'm not channeling anything special. I am just being me. I am being here with my heart and my capacity and my capabilities to connect, and letting that inspiration be and flow. So none of this is scripted. So Amy Poehler's whole thing on Masterclass is just that. It's showing up and being completely open to co-creating with your higher self, with the universe, with God, whatever you consider God to be, whatever is something that is bigger than you, that is fueling you, aside from your oxygen and blood and your cells, your brain. So I really highly recommend her masterclass. There's a scene that towards the end of it, a lesson that she talks about, and she lets this guy, affirms for this person that, yeah, I hear you. I totally hear you, because she's human. As brilliant as she is at improvisation and trusting her partner, trusting her fellow actors or comedians, etc. She's brilliant at all of that. Above all, she trusts herself, and she creates space to be real. Oh, bye, Bob. Thank you. How are you? I love that you're on here. Oh, hi. Thank you for the comment. Liberating. There we go. See? So when you want to feel liberation, freedom, you say, I am that. Embody it. Be it down to your core. Maybe, you know what, Vibe? I'm going to use that word. That's going to be my word of the week. See? It's magic. Just like that. So I encourage you. The reason why I do words of the week, and the reason why I'm doing Living Well today, I can't not do it. It's so much fun. And I was having this conversation with a dear soul this morning that, we are creating beings. We are here to create. It's magic. Whatever, it could be in the smallest thing, arranging a beautiful flower bouquet and giving it to someone to brighten their day. We're here to create, and we're here to be of service and to show love. Oh, way too kind. Well, I pray every day to deepen my understanding of kindness and to show it in the toughest of times. And I have a challenge right now in my work with a particular situation. It's a technology situation. And technology is not my forte, like so many of us. I'm not an engineer. I'm not an IT person. And I work with it. And yeah, it's so brilliant. And it gives me so much freedom like this and the ability to connect with you all. So I so appreciate, here we go, technology, hear me. I so appreciate you showing up for me. So I'm an Aries. So I'm very much about leading ahead and pulling us through. This has been my whole MO, my whole life. Like, forge ahead. Put your horns into it, right? A ram, put your horns into it. You can move this. You can move this along with enough force and will and grit and determination. And that is all true. But what I have learned and continue to learn and deepen my practice is that the words matter that you say. They matter because they represent your thoughts and emotions, and softening your words, reframing your words to be more empowering for you and those and all of those around you and those you'll never meet. Realizing that whether it's one person or 3 or 5 or 5,000 or 5 million that see this, that what we do for ourselves, we do for all. And what we do for one person, we do for all. It's easy to say. It takes more of you showing up and deepening your work and going inward and excavating excavating the gunk, particularly right here in your body, excavating your mind, excavating your heart, digging up the gunk. And I'm not talking about laying on a couch and, confessing all of your sins and shames and guilts and reliving all of that. You can let that go like that. You don't need to spend 7 years explaining yourself to someone else and talking it through. You can let it go like that. It is a choice. And it's just like last week in Living Well 34, we talked about leading with love. And leading with love is a choice. And all it means is this, really simple, simple, simple. In every conversation, in every action, in every thought, as many as you can, in every act, your deeds and your acts, bring love there. Infuse love, give love, offer love, shine love. And watch those knots, whether they're knots in your body, knots in your thoughts, that uneasiness, something doesn't flow right, my money, knots in your money, knots in your relationships, knots with the work that you're doing. As you bring love to it, listen to it, understand it, empathize with it, forgive it, the knot goes, the knot just disintegrates. That is my promise to you. It doesn't mean that it won't torque back up again because of muscle memory, because there's more to learn about it. There's more practice. And after all, it may have been that way for a long time, friend. So yes, you can go like this, but it doesn't mean it won't come back. It can forever be gone. It can be forever disintegrated. It can. That's a choice too. If it comes back, if it comes around, it's okay. It just means let's look at it again. Let's examine this again. Let's see in what way can I breathe into this? Can I bring love to this and forgiveness and be that I am that, which is what is on the other side of whatever that knot is. Try that. Try nature, your breath. Appreciate every little thing and say, I am that. That I am. Whatever it is that you feel is not presently the way you want or need it to be. Much love to you for living well. Many blessings. And may you shine love and light wherever you go and wherever you are. See you next week.